Good morning, welcome to Sewing Street with me, Vicky Carroll. It's Friday the 13th, which is unlucky for some, isn't it? But we're very, very lucky today. Very lucky, because we've got a brand new guest who, by the way, is very, very, very nervous. She's literally like, oh my word, I can't believe I'm here. So please, will you send in all of your lovely messages for her? We're welcoming her into an amazing family, and I know how incredible she is, so she'll be a brilliant asset to us. We've got such a brilliant show. I've been telling Delphine that it goes so quickly, so we will get her on as soon as we can. But first of all, anybody that is new to us, welcome to Sewing Street, which is an amazing community for all things crafting and sewing, whether it be quilting, dressmaking, bag making, toy making. We've just been talking to Delphine about hand stitching as well. Whether I was talking to Jane yesterday, Jane Greenoff, about for your mind, it's so important for us to slow down sometimes, just do a bit of simple hand sewing. Kat was saying, I'm taking up EPP this year, I am. I sit scrolling on my phone and I want to do something different, so I'm going to take up EPP. So whether you're starting something new, starting a new hobby or starting a new skill, or maybe brushing down the sewing machine, getting it out the garage or getting it out the loft and having a go, then we encourage everybody to try a new skill or new hobby. So we're really looking forward to welcoming Delphine in today. If you do want to shop with us, then there's a couple of ways of doing it. You can go onto our website, which is www.sewingstreet.com. Now, at the moment, because we are in our temporary studio, we are still very new, just over 3 weeks old. In fact, we went out for a celebratory 3-week-old meal yesterday. We're like, we didn't make it, we haven't yet made it to a month. We said we need to plan another one for next week to say, yes, we did, we made a month. But there's loads going on behind the scenes. One thing that we're doing at the moment is building up a very, very exciting website. At the moment, we're using part of our sister channel, Jewelry Makers. So if you type in sewingstreet.com, it will redirect you to a Jewelry Maker website like this, and then you can watch the live stream. There I am, pulling a funny face. Then you can sign up to our newsletter. Our lovely marketing manager, Hayley, can keep you in the loop, everything that's going on. And then underneath, have you noticed, all of the products from today's show are already listed underneath. Oh my word, did you see the Dukey show? That was brilliant with Gary and John. Yesterday's amazing cross-stitch show with Jane Greenoff. There's still products underneath there. So have a good scout of the website. Take advantage of these charm packs. I will talk about them in a second, but these have been on all morning and this one is almost sold out. So just be aware that these are already selling very fast. The other way of buying is on the phone line, which is a free phone line number. And of course, they are a lovely customer service team that are based here in the Midlands. They're the same customer service team that you may have spoken to when we were Sewing Quarter. Now a brand new channel starting from scratch, so we do want your input, we want your help. What would you like to see? If you do want to send in any of your suggestions, then you can do it via our Facebook page, and it is such a lovely community and family. Send in your messages for Delphine so she can read them when she comes off air. Laura's in the hot seat. Oh, I love Laura. I'm with Laura literally for the next 24 hours. We're just saying, oh my word, are you ready? She's producing today's show. She's also working on our sister channel, Jewelry Maker, at the moment, and I'm going to be there this afternoon. And then we're back in the morning. So we're together all day today, which is lovely. But do send in all your messages. Are you banging in there already? Banging the wall? There they are. That's Joe and Laura in the gallery today. Right, let's get cracking. So I'm going to welcome in Delphine in a minute, but before I do so, I just want to stress that this is going to go so quickly because the price is amazing. One of our favourite designers, of course, Tilda. We've got in one of the most beautiful charm packs filled with the amazing Lazy Days range. And it's a really great way of experiencing lots of different prints, lots of different colourways, and having a bit of a dive in if you're thinking, oh, I can't choose which half a metre or which fat quarter I want to make the most of. Why not have a go with a charm pack? There's so much that you can make with a charm pack, and I'm going to talk to Delphine about it actually, because I know that she was just saying before we came on air, there's so much that I wanted to do with this. 40 5-inch squares for $14.99. I'm not going to keep banging on about the price because I mean, you know that we're always going to do everything we can. We're starting out, we're a brand new channel, we're talking to lots of suppliers. Therefore, we want to give you the best savings and the best deals. We did have a bit of a look. Laura had a bit of a look last night, and she found this website. Well, this was the first one that came up really on the search, but have a look. Go, just type in Tilda, Lazy Days Charm Pack, click shopping, and you'll see. Majority of them are about $19.99, $18.99. We found one at $16.99, didn't we? We didn't find any, though, at $14.99. So there you go. It is premium designer cotton, 5-inch charms, 40 of them for $14.99. I don't know whether you've spotted around the set, we've got a lovely cushion. I've got some placemats, quilts. We've got all sorts that we're going to be showing you using this charm pack. So there's so much that you're going to be able to make. So that one is just $14.99. I did just want to introduce it before I welcome in Delphine. Did we want to mention the book first? Laura, do you want to mention the book first, or shall we chat to Delphine? Yeah, absolutely. So just quickly wanted to show you the Happy Campers because this one is about to sell out. We had a huge quantity of these. We've now got two. We've now only got two. It's $16.99. Whoever checks out first can get the beautiful Happy Campers range. Another one that I know Delphine's got her eye on. This is so lovely. Look at it. Just £16.99. We're not going to spend too much time talking about that, as I say, just because it's been on very, very quickly. Because it's been on all morning, it is going really quickly. So this is the book that we're going to be working from today. 11 projects. It's a brand new book to Sewing Street. I love Annie's quilting books because, again, the value for money is amazing. Price per project is crazy. It's pence. 11 projects for £8.99. But actually, you can do some mashups in here. Debbie Shaw was talking this morning and she was so proud of herself because she said mashups. She was like, there's loads that you can sort of put together to create even more projects. So it'll take you through quilts, you've got cushions in here, lots of transferable skills then that you're going to be able to make into to lots of different projects. Very, very clear. I know how many people are huge advocates of Annie's quilting books because they are so user-friendly. Talk you through really, really simply whether you're brand new or whether you are a quilter, whether you want to make some lovely cushions, maybe for the springtime. We're getting to that point now, aren't we? Is it nearly spring? I feel like it's been winter for about 9 years. Oh, gosh, ready for some spring. Oh, this is what we're going to be looking at with Delphine as well. We're going to be looking at the Butterfly Trio hot mats, which lovely, aren't they, for a cup of tea? Cup of tea and a bicky. Nice gift ideas for people in here. For just £8.99, you can't go wrong. Right, so just to remind you, if you do want to get involved today on our Facebook page, then it is Sewing Street TV. Sewing Street TV is our Facebook page. There it is, www.facebook.com. Sewing Street TV. And of course, we're welcoming in a brand new member to the family, Delphine. How are you?
I'm a little bit nervous. I'm not going to lie, bear with me.
Oh, absolutely. It's totally normal to be nervous. It's the first time on telly, isn't it?
It certainly is, yes. Friday the 13th, what's the worst that could happen?
Don't worry, we have got 2 Wilcoxes in the building, so I told you, you're
apparently
absolutely in good
really
hands.
Lucky.
Yes,
so,
it is.
Yeah.
So, for anybody that, we're all meeting you for the first time.
Yes.
I've heard so much about you, and I've been looking on your Facebook and Instagram, your social media. You are so incredibly talented.
Thank you.
You really are.
Kind.
So you have nothing to worry about. Where did you sort of start? Where did your sewing journey begin?
Wow. Really, when I was at college, so I studied art, so I love art. I was doing drawing and painting, so it's like an older paintbrush, really. And when I went to college, when I started doing A-level art, they had sculpture and textiles and fine art. As soon as I went in that textile room, I was hooked. So I did a couple of years doing that, but it was great. We had a really good teacher, so we used to do fabric painting, quilting, we used to make clothes. Oh, wow. So it was really lucky. So we got to try lots of different methods. And then after a bit of a detour career-wise, I then, after I had the boys, I've got 2 boys, Charlie and Louis, 8 and 4.
Oh, hello.
Hello. They're at school. Beats being on the school run anyway. It's typical it's not raining. It usually rains when I'm doing the school. And so when I had Louis, I said he's 4, nearly 5, I was quite poorly with him when I was pregnant. So I'm not very good at sitting around doing anything. Yeah. So dusted off an old sewing machine of my mother-in-law's friend and just started making things, just taught myself, watching YouTube videos, Debbie Shaw, and...
I heard you when I was in there, I heard you go, Debbie Shaw just gave me a big hug.
She gave me a really big hug. It was lovely. She's so lovely and so talented as well. And so I started making quilts for friends, and then it just went from there. And then a friend of mine said, put it on Facebook, try out different things, and all these. I built up a little business, and it's just all gone from there. It's gone crazy.
I've heard your name for the last sort of year, actually. From
really?
Carol, who is one of the presenters on Jewellery Maker, and she comes to your fitness class, doesn't she?
I taught her in body combat yesterday. She was whooping away. She's a proper whooper.
I love that.
Yeah.
A proper whooper. Woo,
yeah.
Woo.
Not a lot of people like to talk when they're doing the body combat, but she's great. She brings her personality into the studio, definitely.
Oh, love it.
Yeah.
Do you know, I really want to start. I keep doing sort of fabric fitness things. So there you go. Delphine can be our leader on the DVD.
Oh, I don't know.
Got to do it.
My knees and my hips aren't the same as they used to be.
So, what did you think to the charm pack?
Oh, it was beautiful. Absolutely love it. And I've actually created quite a lot of projects.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to really show how amazing this is and like all the different patterns. Yeah. I've even got a few left over because that just shows how far it can go.
Yeah, I mean, there's 40 pieces. So, I mean, it does go a very, very long way. And like you say, you've made some great projects from the book, but then there's so much that you can do with the charm packs, isn't there?
And their quality as well is really, really lovely. Really easy to sew with as well. Nice. Really, really easy. All very pretty.
They all go together so well, don't they?
You could literally just select two at random and they would work. Yeah.
Brilliant. £14.99 for your charm pack. Should we have a look at some of your makes then?
Yeah.
So, the book, you have made... from the book, some of the mats, which are lovely.
I made some of the mats. Yeah, that was a really nice project to start with, especially if you are a beginner, and because it also introduces you to applique, free motion quilting, binding, so it does it all on that one.
There you go. So did you do this with free motion foots?
Yeah, you can use. I used a free motion quilting foot.
Okay.
If you had a heat. Erasable pen, you can just draw it on, and then when you iron it over the top it will disappear, but I just winged it and I just went for it. But if you're not confident in doing with a free motion foot, you could even hand stitch that. Just embroider over the top, and then it introduces you to a bit of applique as well, but I've just top stitched all this on top, but you can use maybe a blanket stitch or a zigzag stitch, and you don't even have to free motion quilt it that way. You could just do it in lines like I'd have on that one there.
I think when you're starting out, it's nice to be able to finish a project.
Yeah.
See, so if you think, well, I want to start quilting, don't, put yourself under the pressure of doing a huge quilt. Start with something small, and you're still learning all of the things that you need to know for a big quilt, like your binding and your quilting and your sandwich. Just £8.99. I don't mean sandwiches. Kat's looking at me like, sandwiches? Not yet. This is coffee. We're at breakfast time already. But it seems very, very clear to sort of go through, actually.
Really easy. I mean, there's not too much. It doesn't bombard you with too much information. So, and it's got the step-by-step as well. So you can just tick them off as you go along. Obviously, read through them quickly before you go straight into making the project. But yeah, it's very simple. There's a few of them. I've even got little tips of the day or a tip for the project as well.
Nice.
So some of these little tips, especially if you are new, if you for an experienced quilter or sewer, some of them are pretty obvious. But if you're quite new, you'll get these little bits of information. Just for example, like making sure you're cutting on within the lines of the fabric, because you don't want it to shift around and things like that. So it's really good book to just picking up little tips as well.
Nice useful tips as you go along, and all sort of designed using 5-inch squares. So it works really, really well with your Tilda charm pack. But there's some lovely, lovely projects, and like you say, there's some real transferable skills in here as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
So the cushion that you've made.
So that's what block was that? It's within the stars. Not that one.
Oh, this is amazing. I love that.
This one. So this quilt here, this is lovely. I think that's the main picture of it there. So there's two different blocks. So I actually went with this block here.
Right.
And so using the fabrics here. But then here there is a lot of free motion quilting. But I don't know if you can see it there, but there's a circle on the quilt here.
Yeah.
And then further at the start of the book, there's also a quilt with this.
See, that would scare me. It would scare me thinking, right, free motion circles. I would be thinking, oh.
No, really scary. So what I did was take the template from this quilt here, and I put it in the middle there. And then I don't know if you can pick it up with how I quilted it.
Yeah, you can,
But it just looks really effective. All I did was used a 5-inch seam using the foot. And I just guided around the circle over and over again. And the same with the triangles, and it just looks really fresh and crisp.
It looks really professional. It looks very difficult, doesn't it? But actually, easy way of quilting.
Easy, yeah.
Nice. And so this sort of panel here, the triangles, this is sort of reoccurring throughout the book, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So I can demo how to do that.
Brilliant. Because once we know how to do this, you're actually going to be able to conquer a lot from this book, aren't you?
Loads of them. There's,
have a look at this as well.
On this one?
Yeah, this is gorgeous.
So this is actually in the book as well. This is a runner. But again, it's got a little tip of the day. Tip of the project that you can repeat it and make it into a longer runner, or if you had a Christmas pack, you could. That'd be really nice for a Christmas decoration, I think. Like on the front, in the middle of the table, some candles and crackers. It would look really nice.
Absolutely, that's so nice. Oh, I just love those prints as well, especially next to the crisp white. I think it
really brings them out. And again with the charm pack, because what I've done, I don't know if you can see, these ones a bit more. Even though, like I said, you could just put 2 at random together and they would work really, really well, I also wanted to do more like colour blocks. So I've gone for more of the oranges and the softer colours in these ones, and I went with more of the blues and the purples on that project.
So
as well.
Would you sit and sort of separate them into colours?
I just like to look at them all and look at the projects, and then but you don't need to.
And do you get 2 of each?
2 of each one.
2 of each colour, so that's good, isn't it? So you get 2 of each colour. That's
really
really
retro. I love that one. Yeah. And this one.
And I know that you love the Happy Campers charm pack as well, don't you?
I love that.
It's gone now. It has gone. That one's now sold out. And in fact, a third of the stock of the Tilda's gone as well. A third of this one's gone.
Wow.
So please do be careful if you've got it in your basket. Check out, there's loads and loads. I mean, this would use the whole of the table if we spread them out. I like this one as well.
It's really pretty.
But seeing it in the charm pack, because of where it's cut differently, it looks different to the ½ metre. So normally I see this as like the frame design, but actually my eyes are focusing more because of the way it's been cut on the floral. It's really pretty. And then I know that because your art sort of background, you like to like embellish over the top of...
I was watching one of your shows the other day. I think you were doing the Liberty fabrics and you were saying about doing embroidery over the top. Yeah. So I love to do a lot of hand stitching as well. And you could even do that with some of these. You can just embroider over the top, and or even following this line here, you could even do some free motion quilting with that just to practice it as a guideline, so you haven't got to worry about doing your own patterns. Yeah. You can just use that.
Good idea, and just embellish, like you say, a few French knots in the middle, and it would just really add
Put that texture. In a frame, lovely.
Yeah. There you go. Right, so we're going to go on to triangles. Is this it's not is it just a half square? Is it called a half square triangle, really?
So you get the 2. So this is just a plain bit of fabric.
Let me move you into the middle. Can you see that, Joe?
So all these projects, like I said, I've used doing one charm pack, and I've still got fabric left over.
Brilliant.
So it really does go a really long way. So if you want to do lots of projects with it.
It's a really affordable way of getting all of the different prints as well from the collection, isn't it? Instead of, you know, sometimes if you're buying ½ meters and you're thinking, right, I'm just going to be using small pieces, especially smaller projects like this. Yeah. It's a good way of getting a lot for your money.
I think I've lost a pen.
Pen? What, is that one all right? We've got a normal one?
No, you're going to be cutting through it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So so the triangles, you're going to repeat that quite a lot in the book, which is really good. But even though you're using the triangles a lot, you're still having the projects all look different. Right. So it's not a book of just the triangles. It's just on a couple of the projects. And I think it's a good one to master. So I've got one of the pieces of pre-cut squares, 5-inch, and of some plain fabric. So you take your ruler and you go from one corner. You see my hand shaking?
You are doing amazingly well. Amazingly well.
So it doesn't matter what pen you use to cut that, to draw that line. Use a pencil, but just make sure you don't have anything that's going to bleed into the fabric. Okay. And the cutter. Oh, we need to open the cutter.
Oh yeah, let's open it. So you use a rotary cutter.
I do. Yes. Yeah. All the time.
They are. I mean, I know a lot of. I was watching the show with Tree the other day, and a lot of dressmakers I know, if you are a dressmaker, might not have used a rotary cutter before, but actually I've seen dressmakers even using rotary cutters as well.
Yeah, it's my right hand. Yeah, I always use a rotary cutter. I always have a little pair of scissors. These are so cute. I have a little pair of scissors nearby, but yeah, I do. But especially when you want it to be really accurate.
Yeah.
It's just so much easier using one of these.
Absolutely. I know I've taken it out, but there you go. 45mm rotary blade, which is actually probably the size that you're going to use the most, isn't it? Your 45mm blade. Yeah. You can get your smaller ones for curves, or if you're going through. What was it that John was saying you use it for? Oh, foundation paper piecing uses a smaller one, but everything else.
Yeah, I always use. This is exactly the size I use. So, it's going to be a nice fresh blade as well. Lovely. Okay, hopefully. So you just use your ruler and you just go from one point to the other. Oh, look at that. Glides like butter. Lovely. What have I just cut that for?
Because you're on
cutting. I don't need a cutter. I need a sewing machine, but I'm not going to do that now. Right, we'll go again. So, luckily, I've got more. Oh my days!
You're doing that just to show us, right? You don't cut through the centre.
I've shown how the cutter works. We don't need it now. Okay. Yeah, it's lovely. Okay, I'll go again. So, I'm not going to do any sewing today, so I'll probably sew myself to the sewing machine. Right, so if I did have a sewing machine here, what I will do is by using the 5-inch seam allowance, I will sew either side of the line.
Right.
And then I would cut it.
So is that you 1/4 of an inch?
Yes,
in inches,
a 1/4 an inch seam allowance. And then once I've sewed down either side of the line, and then I would cut it, not before. And luckily, I think I've got one that I made earlier. And then you open them out and ta-da, lovely.
There you go.
So once you've mastered that, you can just do so many different things, so many different projects. And what you do, just do them all in a row. You can chain stitch them all together.
Yeah, and then give it a really good press.
Yes, definitely. A good old press. You can either do it to press them down, open them out to like that and press them down there, or you can then fold it and press it towards the fabric. And especially if you're using a light fabric, because otherwise it will show underneath.
Okay, press to the dark side.
Always to the dark side, yeah.
Okay, brilliant. So put those together, and you can do, like you say, how is it that the stars put together? I couldn't.
The stars.
When I first look at that, I think, oh no, actually they're not made from triangles, but they are.
Yeah,
aren't they?
So that's just made of two squares. So here, well, it doesn't matter, is it? So for example, you just put them. There's loads of different ways you can go with it, but yeah, just like that. Look, just like that.
Literally, there you go. So that you just put them all together.
Yep.
2 matching ones to make your stars.
And there's so many different things that you can do with it as well. You can just play around, just cut a load up and then just mess them around. You can do them like that way, which is on the cushion, where the cushion go. There we are. So there's lots of different ways you can move them around.
Yeah.
It's just, and also sewing them together with with both of the 5-inch square together. Those look really, really nice as well. And that's on that quilt that I'd quite like to give a go, actually.
Oh, the one on the front, there you go. Yeah, they are beautiful. I can imagine those as well with some of your Kaif fabrics with really bright rainbow colours. Maybe the bundle that we saw with John for his Bargello quilt, some of the rainbow colours would look amazing with that as well. Beautiful. The book, just to remind you again, we're going to bring the graphics again for the book. Brilliant value for money to say you're getting 11 projects in here, but you say there's more than 11 really.
Much more. You can mix and match. Especially if you're doing a large quilt, you could do one of the stars is like the centerpiece. For example, I love this one. This one is just so lovely.
Yeah.
And you could even make, if you had a bigger charm pack as well, you could make a bigger star in the middle and then using the 5-inch squares to make the smaller stars around it. That would look really pretty.
Oh, gorgeous. And I like that it says at the start there, right, okay, your skill level as well. Beginners, have a go at this one, have a go at this one. This is another one that's using those half square triangles again.
Yeah, that was really, and again, you could repeat that over and over to make a cushion. You could do all sorts with that one. But it's a really good one to start with. That was the first one I did out of the book. And it just gives you that confidence.
You've got that here, haven't you, actually?
I have.
Let's have a look at that one.
There we are.
And so have you put the free motion foot again on this one?
Yeah, free motion quilted over the top. But again, if you're not confident in doing that, you can just use hand embroidery, just go over the top with it. Or you can embellish it as well. You could put a couple of little buttons on there. That would look really pretty.
Oh, I love them.
Yeah, it's really pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, really, really pretty. It's just a real achievable project, again, to be able to try out your free motion foot.
Yeah, it's really simple as well.
Just £8.99 for your book, just as a reminder, with loads and loads of projects on there. Right, what else have we got, is there to show? There was
it was the coffee pot, wasn't it? We've done the coffee pot, haven't we?
I've got it under here.
There we are. And again, so with the, just like the butterfly one really, these are really nice projects to start with because they will give you the confidence to just start doing some of the bigger projects, especially if you're going to go and do a big quilt, and also with the binding as well. And also in the book, it even teaches you how to make the binding at the back of the book.
Go on.
Where is it? Here, there we are.
See, that's good as well, isn't it? Because we always, I think they're the sort of points that you get a bit stuck. You've done all of the front of your quilt, and then quite often here we don't get a chance almost to do the whole quilting and can't make a full quilt.
Yeah, and I think bias binding, I think it's quite daunting. When I first started quilting, I'd go into shops and buy it.
Yeah.
Sorry. I used to buy my own quilting, and then I was working on a project and I didn't know, I couldn't find a binding to go with the quilt. So I thought, right, I'm going to have to make my own binding. And it is one of those things, once you've done it a couple of times, it's quite therapeutic. I quite like making bindings.
Have you got any tips on how you do your own?
Oh, well, I've got to, again, what I made it.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems very, very clear, though, actually, that it breaks it down in...
And I like the way it's colour-coded as well, so that it is really easy.
It breaks it down really simply of exactly step by step and colour-coded, as Delphine said, throughout the book.
So, for example, on this bit here, so the darker green is the right side up. So just imagine this is the right side up of this binding. I think a lot of the projects in the book work on a 2 1/4 inch strips.
Okay.
So again, you could even sew all the 5-inch charm pack squares together, and you can make your bias binding out of that. Oh, and that would look really pretty because it's all different colours all going around.
Yeah, like your scrappy binding. I love stripy binding.
Lovely.
And, it would look lovely.
So that would look fab. That would look really nice on one of these actually, especially on the white, because it will really make it pop.
Yeah.
So right sides together, and you would sew from that corner to that corner, and as you open it out, you'll have that perfect straight line.
So is this cut on the bias, or is this cut as straight?
If you were going to go round curves, then you definitely want to cut on the bias, but I haven't on these ones.
Are there any in this book that
I don't think there is any curved.
It's all straight bias binding, so
Yes.
that's nice and easy to sort of learn. I did see on the circle quilt that there was...
the triangles.
Yeah,
for the border.
this one.
Lovely.
This is really
like
different,
that.
isn't it?
It is. It's really pretty. I like that one.
See that, for again, as a beginner quilt, that looks amazing, doesn't it? That's amazing.
It's really different.
Yeah. Like that a lot.
I like those colours.
So that was was that how to join
that's
your
to join
binding?
them, because I think when you first start, you think to make the strips, you would have to sew them together like that. But no, right sides together, sew along that line, and then just repeat it, and eventually you'll have a long strip of binding, like that one.
Right, okay.
So once you've sewn them all together, that's when you need to go to your iron. You can get little tools to make them, but I like to just do it by hand.
I've seen the little the binding maker that you feed through. You can pin it to your ironing board.
Yeah,
and then
I need practice.
Iron it across.
So I do it this way.
No, but that's you're probably maybe a bit more accurate if you're doing it slower.
Yeah, and like I said, I quite like making bias binding. Radio on or a podcast on in the background. You can make meters of the stuff. I really like it. So you just fold one side in, and then the other, iron it flat. And I do like to iron them both together as well, so it's just a lot easier when you go to bind your projects.
And so, for example, a piece like this, would you measure around the circumference, or do you need more?
I always have a little bit extra, so you can tuck it under. But I just get the fabric, and I don't measure it right down to the last millimetre. I just put my fabric and go, yeah, that'll do, that'll do. And have a bit more. It's always best to have a little bit more, isn't it? And I've actually got a box of leftover bias binding, which would be really nice to put all those together. That'd be quite nice to make a quilt with.
Yeah,
as well. So,
yeah. Do you have quite a big stash?
Yeah. Yeah, I've
Everybody
taken over the
else
house.
says this with like a guilty face.
I need to move house. I do. So my husband Nick, he's lovely. He built a cabin for me in the garden.
Oh no! You've got one of these amazing she sheds.
I have. No, it's full of PlayStations now and all of my all the fabric. So he built it for me, and it's lovely. But I'm scared of spiders. So I don't like going in there.
Oh no!
I don't like it. So I've got all my fabric in there and it's great. But then I've also gone in the garage and then with my needle felting as well. So I'm taking over the spare room. So I need to move house.
Oh, in fact, needle felting. Just to accommodate
just
fabric.
to accommodate my fabric stash.
That's it. I think there's a lot of us that can agree with that.
Yeah, I'm a magpie when it comes to fabric.
So you just said about needle felting,
Yes,
and I know I said yesterday that you were coming on to do needle felting, and I was wrong, so I apologise about that. But we are absolutely getting you on to do some needle felting because we've never seen it before.
That'd be fab. I'd love to.
How do we find you on Instagram, by the way?
I'm Delphine Brooks, mixed media artist.
Okay.
So if you follow me on Instagram and also Facebook under the same name, you'll be able to go and see some of my work.
Oh, and it's absolutely incredible. You can tell you've got that artist background.
Oh, I love it. I stumbled across it actually. I was in Birmingham, one of the stitching shows in Birmingham, and I had my youngest Louis with me at the time. I think he was about 2, and a 2-year-old going around a stitching show. He was not a happy boy. And I kept walking past this needle felting workshop and it was all full, but I had to keep moving because if I stopped, he'd start crying, so I had to keep moving. And I saw that they would do the kit and I thought, I'm going to give that a go. So I bought a kit, went home and I taught myself how to do it. Love it.
Oh, it looks like amazing artwork, like textile artwork. It's beautiful, isn't it?
And bringing the embroidery to it as well.
Yeah.
So I love quilting. I love making things out of fabric because it can be quite quick. Whereas when I'm doing the needle felting, it's one piece. I sometimes work quite small usually about 5-inch squares actually, same size as the charm pack, and it could take me a week to finish one piece because I do a lot of embroidery over the top.
Yeah.
But I love it. It's just so therapeutic as well. Yeah.
It's honestly.
I hope you like it.
Have a look at Instagram. It's amazing. So we'll definitely get that in.
That would be great. I'd love to do that.
So back to the binding. So you've got your. So do you sew on the front or onto the back?
On this one I did, but a lot of people tend to do it the other way around, and then you can hand stitch on the back, so you can't see any of the stitching. But today I just did it quite simple because I wanted to keep it quite simple.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can do it the hand stitch. Again, I'm a fan of a hand stitch. So.
Yeah. Let me show you. So you've just top stitched.
Just top stitched it. Yeah.
Which is really nice and simple, but it is again lovely to sit and to stitch it, isn't it? Hand stitch it.
And forgive me that I know it's picked up that I didn't match the colour of the fabric. Sorry.
No, that's tele stitching, so you can see the stitching.
Okay. Yeah, I did that on purpose.
Absolutely. There you go. Design feature. I keep saying that. The amount of times I've said it over the last few years since I've been learning sewing is, well, it's just a design feature. Yeah. That's supposed to be there.
Yeah, I love this one. My mother-in-law's got her eye on this one.
Well, they're really nice gift ideas for people,
really
aren't they?
nice.
Especially Mother's Day is coming up as well, isn't it? They're really nice gift ideas. And I suppose then you've got, with a plique,
yep.
Did you use a Bondaweb or?
Yes, so when I think that it was the paper interfacing, but I didn't have any of that, so I just use a normal iron-on interfacing.
Yeah.
Because it's quite thin, so it's really good to use. It's like a tracing paper.
Yeah.
So I just put it over the top, and then, as you can see, they've done it in reverse, so it doesn't really matter which way you have the interfacing over the top. So I just put it over the top, and then I drew out. So when you do trace it though, make sure you trace them all separately, the 3 separate pieces.
Ah, okay.
Because you've got to obviously cut them all out separately. So what I made earlier. So we have. So you'll cut one out.
I like that they're all to size as well. Saying this yesterday, I'm awful on the computer. I'm awful at upscaling and no, just want it to be to size.
Yeah, so that's really good. So you just go straight to the pattern, get some interfacing, go over there and cut it all out. And then there's only 3 pieces. So then you will, there we are.
Shimmy that in, there you go.
And there you go, that's it. You've got your cut. Lovely. On this one I top stitched it, but you can zigzag it or blanket stitch, but it's a really quick project to do.
Yeah.
Really quick. I think I cut all that out within 5 minutes, got it all ready to the sewing machine. Yeah. So it would really give you the confidence to go straight on to another project. And you can, like I say, you can make loads of them. And like you say, for gifts and
well, you could once you've got that template as well, put it onto a cushion or put it onto anything like a bag or something.
Or you could even change the design a little bit and make it into a wine glass,
yeah,
or a beer glass.
That's
quite like that. So you can make them for friends. You know, if you're having a dinner party or something and you wanted to have them on the table, if you know Dave likes a beer, you can make it a little beer glass.
Yeah, with Dave on it.
Yeah, that would look really good.
And it's sweet. Like you say, it's actually quick.
Yeah, really personal as well.
So just again in the book, all of your templates are to size. They're all full size, which is brilliant. So once again, it's something that you're going to be able to just pick up, very user-friendly, and just go for straight away. They're your mug rugs, which we've been looking at, but there are also big full-size quilts. Is this the one from the front cover?
Yeah, I love this one. This is so pretty.
And it's still designed for a confident beginner.
And again, just using the triangles again.
Half square triangles, squares, you've got some rectangles in there as well. Yeah,
so those are just the 5-inch pieces of fabric that have just been cut in half and sewn together. Lovely.
So how many of the charm packs do you think you'd need to make a quilt?
It says
finished
number of blocks.
Size is 60 by 76.
Pre-cut square, 192. So a couple, you'll need a couple of packs to do something so big. That's really big though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a really big project.
I suppose if you got the charm pack that you could then raid your stash and just mix in, because the great thing about Tilda, they just go with everything, don't they? You've got so many gorgeous colours that are going to go with absolutely everything. That's your sunset at the beach. Again, your little mats again with your half square triangles. And then this one is
a bit further in, I think.
Have a look at the charming stars.
There we are, that one. So I just did a smaller version of that one. This one's really cool. I really like this one.
There you go. By the way, on the book, over half the stock has completely sold out. There's a lot of you that have still got it in your basket. It's only £8.99. But like you say, you don't need to just make the full quilt.
So I think these are really nice as placemats.
Yeah.
So again, my mother-in-law's got her eye on this one. So I might make you one, Ash. So yeah, and I like the way it's just, you can just offset it to the side.
Yeah.
So it's not straight down the middle. But again, if you had all those on a table with your little Dave placemats,
that would look so lovely. Brilliant.
And you can make all that just out of one charm pack.
That's so good. I mean, you've made all of this.
All of these with fabric left over.
That's so good, isn't it?
All out of one charm pack.
So I mean, there's still, again, just using this, you're probably only using really 3 squares, if that.
Yeah, I think 3 or 4. I really like this green one though. Yeah. Look how pretty that one is. I really like that one.
They all are beautiful. Tilda is such gorgeous designer fabric, isn't it?
Absolutely beautiful. Really lovely. And also, I wanted to show how it doesn't matter if you don't all have to be matching here. So see, I haven't got a certain pattern going. I've just sewn them all together and they just work. It just works.
Yeah.
You haven't got to have that creative eye. You can just sew them all together and whatever you produce will just look lovely.
That's it. Tilda's done the hard work for you of putting the colours together.
Definitely.
They're really gorgeous. So many messages coming in for you, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so many lovely messages coming in. We've had a message from Fiona. Hello, Fiona, in North Yorkshire.
Hello.
She said, morning, Delphine.
Morning, Fiona.
Morning, Vicky, and everyone at Sewing Street. Good morning. Enjoying my morning at Sewing Street and seeing the use of the charm pack.
Oh, lovely.
See, this is a good show to do, actually, because quite often we get charm packs in and a lot of people don't really know
what to do with them.
And you were saying, right, outside of the book, there's so much that you will do with this.
There's so many. I think you can fussy cut them as well and put them on top of just plain fabrics. One thing I would do is that you could make, because it's really quite, to me, this screams spring.
Yeah, it does.
Summer, because it's just so pretty. So even if you made like a basic flower shapes out of them and then made those and appliqued those on top of a fabric onto a runner, that would look lovely.
Yeah.
That would look really lovely. And again, or cushions. And you could do Easter projects, Mother's Day's coming up as well, so that would be really pretty to do some something for your mum. You can cut out some letters as well, and you can write a little message and applique that on top of a quilt. That would look lovely as well.
£14.99, and you get 40, so 2 of each colour, for less than £15. I mean, for 40 5-inch squares, that's brilliant, isn't it? Loads and loads and loads for your money. That, I mean, makes it, is it 37 pence a square? 37 pence a square. And they are all Tilda, beautiful quality. Just to remind you,
really beautiful.
I love that. The value on this, I know that Hayley, who is our TV, what's Hayley's head of TV, she put in bold on our schedule, the price on this is absolutely crazy low. Because I know that we've had so many amazing meetings with big suppliers, we've managed to get some introductory prices. This one is one of those. It should really be £18.99, and elsewhere it will be £18.99. It's just £14.99. Please do make sure you're checking out. It's a very, very busy show. As I say, the Happy Campers sold out before we even really came to air.
Can I have that one then? Does that mean I get to keep that one?
Yeah, that one. No, that one's going to somebody. I'm not allowed to open that. Right, can we talk about a rotating cutting mat? Do you think that this would be useful through?
Yes, definitely. Well, definitely. This is the size that I've got at home because I work on the kitchen side.
Okay.
Because I did have a smaller one, but when I was a beginner, I was going off the edge. And I've gone into the sideboard. Nick's not very happy, but so he got me a really big one for Christmas.
Quite often, I started with the smallest one that I thought, oh, I don't know if I need bigger. And then when you get to the end of your fabric, you're like shimmying your mat again.
You're moving it around. Whereas if you get one that just covers the whole of your sideboard or your table, whatever you're working with, and also when you're tidying up at the end of the day, I just put everything on my mat, carry it away and put it in the dining room. So I haven't got to keep going back and forth and putting things in different drawers. So I just use it as a storage area. So if it's on the mat, it stays on the mat.
Yeah. So go with the biggest mat that your space can allow, but then also the rotating cutting mat. I mean, that doesn't necessarily need to be, well, you wouldn't want it as big as this one.
No, not as big as this one. And this one's quite nice to have right next to your sewing machine as well. Okay. So when I sew, I tend to have a few different stations set up. So I'd have my bigger mat. I also have a smaller one as well next to my sewing machine, so you've got it all there ready to go. Yeah, it's so handy. So for example, if you've got your block and you're cutting, we always say cut away from yourself. So if you're cutting, it means that you can simply spin round and make a cut again without having to walk around the table, walk around the sideboard or anything like that. So yeah, it makes life much easier, especially when you're doing a big quilt or a big project and you just want to keep it as a production line. You just want it to keep going. So yeah. It saves a lot of time. Definitely. Yeah, a lot of time. And safety, it makes it so much safer to use. Also, it means that you're not having to move your block around, so it keeps it more accurate, I suppose. Yes, yeah. Again, because I think when you're moving the fabric, it can you can move it, and if you haven't pressed it very well as well. So I think if you just got it there, it's not going to shift. But if you do move it around on the mat, then it will. Yeah. The accuracy won't be as good. Yeah, I'm thinking for your half square triangles, this would be ideal. Perfect. If you're just making lots of half square triangles, that is ideal. So it comes as sort of like 2 parts. So your bottom has got a bit of like a spongy base, so it's not going to slip and slide. It will also protect your surface. And then that slots in literally onto the top. And you've got all of your useful markings. So you've got your circles, you've got all of your inches, you've also got your 45 degree, 30 degree and 60 degree angle, all very clearly on there as well. So that is brilliant. We love the rotating cutting mat. Most of our guest designers, whenever they come in, they always ask for this. So it's really, really handy for that one. I'll have that one as well. Yes. I'll be going home with more than what I came with. That's it. When you come here, you get to try all the gadgets, all the goodies. Very lucky. Yeah, it is dangerous for your stash. It is dangerous. Right, so what else? Is there anything else that you wanted to show? I think I've shown you all the things that I've made with it. I can't think. Do you want to show again how you did that half square triangle? Just because the right way before I cut it in half. Oh dear, it could have been worse. It could have been worse. So yes, so when you do the half square triangles, again, you just want your 5-inch piece of fabric, another plain fabric, or you could use if you wanted to do, so on here, this was a plain and a, oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, I'll pick it up.
So here, this was the plain fabric here, which is what we're going to do here. The plain here and then the charm pack. But then in these ones are both charm packs sewn together.
Ah, okay, yeah, I'm with you.
So, yeah, so one over the top, you draw your line from corner to corner. And then that's where you sew all along there. You keep in the corner of your sewing foot, using that line as a guide, and you'll get 2 perfect 1/4-inch seams. So when you cut it and open them out, they will be a perfect square. And you haven't got to do much trimming either, so you can just press it and then you carry on and get straight to doing your project.
And you could, I suppose, just do yourself a bit of a production line of lots of half square triangles.
And chain stitch them all together as well, so you haven't got to keep cutting it and trimming them down. Just keep going, cut them all down, do it again, take them to the ironing board, and then you're away to go.
Yeah. So I mean, this one, like you say, you've got in your block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that are with a white.
The white.
And then 4 in the centre that are with your tilde.
Yep.
Whoop, sorry. And then just your 4 squares.
Just the 4 plain squares, yeah.
So then position them together. I always find that I sometimes can't see it until I take a photograph. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so you
I can't see if there's something wrong. When I'm sewing them together, I'll think, is that right? Have I sewn it in the right position? And I won't know until I've laid it out and I take a photo. And I'm definitely more of like a visual learner that I can see.
So you have to keep double checking. Yeah. Double check.
Yeah.
So it was when I was doing, was it this one that I sewed together? I can't remember now. Ignore me. I'm rambling.
No, but that's what I would be concerned about. That is, if I've done right, I've got to make sure that I've got one of these that's with one of these prints, and one that's with a white.
Because I've paired them together.
Yeah.
So you do have to double check. You do have to double check it, but then it doesn't really matter if you did want it to be all random pieces of fabric. It would work. It would still work. You don't have to have them all matching. Yeah. And also, this star, I really like this star. I've done a similar project with a Dresden plate block, and you could even put little buttons on the end of each one if you were doing it with a cushion.
I think actually that I've seen that on your Instagram.
I like a Dresden plate.
Yeah.
So, and I'd put buttons, again, all different size buttons all around the side. That would look really nice on a cushion. That would look beautiful on a cushion. Or even using a running stitch with a hand, some hand embroidery to, like, picking out one of the colours to go all the way around. That would look lovely.
So whether you're taking the charm pack that you can see on the screen now, $14.99, I mean, that's going to be you'd make beautiful Dresden plates with that again, wouldn't you? They'd look really nice with your springtime colours.
Really beautiful.
And equally, if you've got the book, both very, very versatile products. So if you've got the book, then there's still so much that you're going to be able to do with the book, not just those 11 projects.
Oh, there's loads more than 11 projects in there. You can do so many different things with all the patterns.
Down to single figures on the book, by the way. It is down to single figures. And then, how have you done this lovely sort of, it looks like you've almost long-armed quilted this.
No, I've just gone at random. I'll just hope for the best. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I just play around with it. Just keep making sure to relax and just keep it moving. But no, I've on this, there's been no pattern to it. I've just enjoyed it and just moved the fabric around.
And as you can see, you've gone all the way through again.
All over it.
Oh, I love it. And I think that would look gorgeous as well. It is, as you get more confident, again, with you could even do it with coloured threads,
yes,
couldn't
that would
you?
look really lovely. That would look really nice.
Pick out some of the colours.
I love that. Where do we go? That one, the oranges. That would look really nice. Like you say, if you used a variant thread using those colours.
See, I'm not confident enough yet to have a go at that, but I do.
But if you did it with a smaller project to start with, and then you can build up to a bigger one.
Yeah.
That would look lovely.
Absolutely, inspiration. We also wanted to go on, Laura. Which one? Sorry. The Fiskars scissors. Have you seen this deal?
I have seen these. These are lovely.
The price point is, by the way, still at its introductory price. I can't guarantee that this will stay at this price for much longer. It is, as you can see in the graphics, a real special introductory price. I've never actually seen Fiskars scissors this low. £9.99 for Fiskars scissors is crazy low. Normally, they would be, what, £19.99 or £24.99 for Fiskars? Such a reputable brand. I know that you say you sort of trained initially in a bit of dressmaking, a bit of everything,
yes,
didn't you?
Yes. When I was at college, we did all sorts. But again, we did costume making, we did dressmaking, but I was more crafts, and I was more cushions and screen printing and what was actually on the fabrics. That's why I love these, because they're just so colourful.
Yeah.
So I love a bit of colour.
These are great though for, I think, transferable skills, aren't they?
Definitely. Everyone needs a pair of these in their stash. Definitely.
This is why when we said
you can't have too many scissors.
Oh well, I have actually done a bit of a survey before, and I've said, right, I want to know how many scissors have you got, because I was I was baffled when I started in the sewing world of how protective everybody was of their scissors.
It's when you find your husband cutting paper.
My husband was cutting bacon with my...
Bacon?
Yes.
With your scissors?
Yes.
I have got a pair of bacon scissors though, but they're not my fab. Yeah, they're blue ones. I mean, they're in the kitchen drawer. But
that's it.
But no, if I catch him finding them cutting bacon with those.
But they are beautiful dressmaking shears. So please do not think that price reflects that these are, you know, your kitchen drawer scissors. They are Fiskars scissors. It's such a reputable household name and has been for centuries. And we are offering an amazing introductory price of just £9.99, and it comes with the little the guard as well. So do make the most of that whilst they are available. I know that we have an amazing relationship with Fiskars, and when we first set up the show, the channel, we had a big meeting with them, and they said, what would you like? What would you like? And we said, well, like you say, every crafter needs a good pair of scissors. Maybe not every crafter needs a rotary cutter. You might not use rotary cutter. Everybody needs a pair of scissors. So they said, well, you wanted it at a brilliant, brilliant special price then. So please understand that that is very, 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 very low. Just £9.99. It won't stay like that. It won't stay like that. The little ones, you spotted these earlier,
I love
didn't
these.
you?
Oh, I'm a magpie. I love those.
They are so gorgeous.
Sweet. Look at those. So pretty.
Yeah, I love the detail on them as well.
There's loads of detail, isn't there, on those?
They almost look a bit like Victorian, don't they?
They're beautiful.
Gorgeous detail, and you need, again, a good pair of great, sharp, to-the-point scissors. And I know that sounds silly when you talk about scissors, but the amount of smaller scissors that I've seen, and when you're trying, especially if you're cutting into curves or anything, and you need to get right to the point.
Right into the tip, yeah.
Yeah, they're gorgeous quality scissors, and...
Is that all they are?
Yeah, £3.99.
Lovely, I'll have one of those as well.
There you go. We'll get you your shopping trolley.
That'd be great, thank you. I'm not sure Nick will be very happy when I go home with all of this. But
bit of supermarket sweet.
I'm like, I need them. They're beautiful. They're shiny.
They are such a lovely gift again, aren't they? In the little needle
Really
case as well. Your embroidery snips, and you get your case for just £3.99. I think that was another special price, if I'm not mistaken. I think, again, that was one that... I think that this one was on... Actually, I shouldn't really say it, but it was a very, very big department store, beginning with a J, and the second word is with an L, and they were over double the price. I'm sure they were. Don't quote me on that, but we,
those are lovely.
We got a brilliant price on those as well. Is there anything else? Oh, can we talk about the book? Because I know that this isn't 5-inch squares. This is designed for your layer cake, isn't it? Which is 10-inch squares.
Let's have a look through these.
But I know... Debbie Shaw got this book in, and she absolutely loves it. Again, there's some beautiful, beautiful projects in here. Not all that are based for beginners, but also equally something that you can easily achieve. Dancing squares, love that.
That's really lovely. Oh, I'll have to give that one a go.
I like the fact that they give you options as well of whether you want to make it as a crib size, as a twin size, or as a queen size. So it's really, really simple.
There we are. So it's, it's doing it a bit different way, isn't it?
But your half square triangles again.
Oh, yes, there they are.
to create the similar, really similar to what we've just done with the quilt.
Yeah, but you don't cut it before you sew it.
We've all learned that. We've all learned exactly where not
dear.
to cut, haven't we?
Yeah.
You won't do that again.
You don't come on a sewing programme and then cut before you even sew. Sorry.
How beautiful would these look again with some of your tildes? I know they're designed for your larger 10-inch squares, but I suppose could you piece them together?
Definitely. Definitely. I would love that one.
I do love almost like illusion-y style quilts when you see a secondary pattern. And it's all about placement of colour, isn't it?
Yeah, and playing around with colour.
Yeah.
I love playing around with different colours. The brighter, the better.
I was going to say, if you've got an art background, I bet you're not scared of playing with colour.
Not at all. Not at all.
Well,
No.
I'm really bad at it. And I didn't actually realise until I started sewing that how bad I was, because it's a skill in itself, actually, picking colour out,
and matching them together.
Yeah.
And also, you just play around with ideas.
But that's it. I think I've got more
rules,
adventurous.
Really. You just play around with different ideas, and you'll be surprised what you think wouldn't go together, like the greens and oranges. And when it comes to quilting or any of these projects, it doesn't matter. You can just play around with different colours, different ideas, and so sometimes I make it look easy, but.
This is what's great about the Tilda pack, is that it is done for you.
Yeah.
You don't need to be like, oh, is that colour going to go? Is it going to go? Just throw them all together and it does go. This is lovely as well, your wild webs. See, normally, I've only really seen this done with a creative grid ruler, with a specialist ruler. So it's good that you don't actually need very many specialist rulers to be able to
That would
do
be
this.
lovely with that fabric as well, because it's so different.
Got a message from Jackie. Hello, Jackie.
Hi, Jackie.
She said, welcome, Delphine.
Oh,
said,
hello.
you're doing a great job. How are you
Thank
feeling?
Jack. I'm all right. I've calmed down a bit now. I'm not as
Good.
sweating as I was.
I said, do you know what you put people through on Body Combat each week? We won't put you through that.
Oh, that was easier. I've got a dark top on, so I'm okay. I've got a spare one in the bag, so I'm gonna have to change.
To come in your Body Combat gym kit. We definitely will want to work out. We should next time you're here. We'll all get here for 6.
crikey.
Do an hour workout, our morning workout.
That'll probably make me feel a bit better, actually. I'll be a bit sweaty though. Won't smell very nice.
fine.
Mind you, I'm sweating now.
Your golden days, beautiful. I mean, there's such gorgeous quilts in here.
Oh, I love that one. Oh, look
Noughts
at
and
that.
crosses.
That's really cool.
That's really nice. That's your hugs and kisses. I mean, there's so many great projects in here. Once again, another brilliant quilting book and brilliant value for money using pre-cuts at just £10.99. Whether you've got some of you in your stash already, or have a look on the website at just £10.99 for the book. Speaking of the book, I just quickly want to reference, we are almost out of time, but we're down to less than 10. Well, really into single figures now, so do be aware there's way more than 10 of you that have got it in your basket. We're not counting baskets, so please do be aware that that is about to sell out. There's real achievable projects, and it's sort of going across different bases for gift ideas, for your home. Like you say, this is transferable into then Christmas fabrics.
Oh, I'm definitely going to make that.
The table runner.
That one out of Christmas fabrics. That would look lovely.
That would look gorgeous, wouldn't it, again?
And what a lovely gift as well.
Oh,
And you can even repeat that and have it as a tree skirt.
oh yeah.
That pattern. That would look really
That's it.
nice.
Suppose you can do it this way and carry it on as a table runner, or attach them this way and just keep going and
Keep making
your
a big quilt or a
Yeah.
nice wall hanging.
Yeah, brilliant.
Lovely.
There's so many projects in there for £8.99, pence per project, just £8.99, and it was all made using one charm pack.
And with some left over.
There you go.
But I ruined one.
You can take that home, take it home as a souvenir to remember.
I don't want to remember that bit, where I went wrong.
£14.99 for 40 5-inch squares, all with beautiful tilde. Remember, you get 2 of each print. 2 of each print, 5-inch squares for less than £15.
Spoilt with
Absolutely.
that. Yeah.
You really are. Remember, that was supposed to be £18.99, really, and most places it will be £18.99. Right, we can take a big deep breath because you've done. Well done, everybody. Give Give me a big hug. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank
Your
you.
first TV debut. You were amazing.
Done. Is that it? Is it all done? Is it finished? Are they off?
No, you're still there.
I'm
Still there. You've got to come back with some voting as well.
Oh, definitely. I'd love to. I'd love to. But please have a look at my page.
Yeah, remind us how we find you.
So Instagram, Dephine Brooks, mixed media artist, and that's on Instagram and on Facebook. And yeah, please go and have a look at what I'm doing.
Brilliant.
I do try and update quite often as well with because I tend to, as any crafter, has a couple of projects on the go at any one time. I never just have one project. So
brilliant. Oh, your Instagram's amazing. So please do head over and have a look. We can't wait to see you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. And thank you for being so kind. And all the messages on the fan page yesterday really helped me calm down. Not a lot, but a bit. But thank you so much.
You've been amazing. You've been so confident, so comfortable, natural.
You felt what was inside. I was like, oh. But no, thank you so much for having me.
No,
It's been
please
great.
do come back.
Thank
Please
you.
come back. This weekend, we've got a brilliant, brilliant weekend lined up for you. Sally Stevens is going to be here, and those of you that haven't met her yet on Sewing Street, oh, you'll love her. She's amazing. So we've got some great quilting, I'm guessing, quilting with Sally over the weekend. She's here with us Saturday and Sunday, so we've got a double whammy. Thank you so much for your company. As I say, keep all your messages coming in, and we'll see you again bright and early tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. See you then. Have a great day.
Bye. Thank you.